Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Attorney General, could you please stand up and raise your hand and repeat after me? All right. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, thank you.
Um, no, I don't believe I would. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Currently, um, so you've described the situation. What would you like me to address specifically? Right. I will recount main events uh, as I have seen them. So, as you said, the case was dismissed with prejudice after the assistant U.S. attorney failed to respond in due time. He then resigned. The U.S. attorney had been planning on terminating him for that, but he resigned before we could do that. Um, so yeah. Um, Only that U.S. is currently seeking appeal, and it is being reviewed by the Supreme Court as we speak. Well, closer, closer, um, U.S. attorney and myself, um, planned. When things like these come up, we try and give our assistant United States attorneys their own room and, make the case really theirs. So things like these, unfortunately, aren't preventable unless they have a very, we enact very strict oversight and almost constant communications with them. Which, if we have to do that, we'll do that. The unfortunate side effect is that the assistant United States attorney might gain as much experience or even enjoy working in that kind of environment. Repeat what you said before, if we have to do that. Before I said that, I believe I said further oversight and almost constant communication would have to happen. That's what I said. What has he been doing, Mr. Chairman? Would you mind elaborating? I'm not quite sure what you mean by how he's been doing. On his performance as Associate Attorney General, I presume? Well, let's see, I made him Associate Attorney General, I believe, a few weeks ago. So far, there hasn't been much for him to do. The biggest thing he's been working on is reaching out to other nations with active courts and then trying to recruit individuals from there. That's part of the program that I started to try and increase the amount of people who are active and invested in our court system. Besides that, he is in charge of as part of the DOJ executive view. So he does that for me. I believe his performance in his position is acceptable for given the factors that he finds in children. Assistant Attorney General Rick Teddy, head of the Office of Legislative Affairs, has been active. Let's see. He's been discussing with members of Congress. The last time I can see is the 16th. So about a week and a half. In total, he's been active. I think things have slowed down a little bit, but his performance is very much acceptable in my view. Chief of Staff Colin Havoc, the position itself doesn't really lend itself to performance review. Is like a private secretary. So when I use him for something, he does it. He has done stuff for me in the past, but it's not really a position that I can rate his performance or give comments. It is it doesn't have any required objectives or things like that. As far as the Inspector General, Longucho, the last thing I can remember is he ran an audit of the DOJ. It might have been specifically I'll have to look, but given the Inspector General multiple and separate from the DOJ, I didn't really work closely with him. He is now working under the commissioner, I believe, yeah, the commissioner of the Inspector General, Mr. Maskey. So, yeah. Could you, who the Inspector General has audited, please? I apologize, Mr. Chairman. Could you rephrase your question? I don't understand. Not on, yeah, not on someone, Mr. Chairman. He ran public audit on MPD, on an internal affairs case. I would have to repeat I'd have to review the, but maybe you might be right, Mr. Chairman. I don't think it was on a single individual. I think it was on multiple individuals within the internal affairs within MPD. Well, I can say that I am the only Attorney General who has hosted so many press conferences. I believe I've held, I think, 7 or 8, along with press releases and other things like that. That's the main way I think the DOJ can be transparent. I certainly believe in transparency. I do not have any current plans or initiatives towards that, since I believe the current system, setting press conferences, making sure the public is informed at least once or twice a month. So on to date DOJ policy. Don't believe we've had any change in policies as of late. Most recent thing at the end of December was I helped renew the mutual aid agreement between MPD, SS, TSS, FBI, SRT, and U.S. Marshals. I guess that's something I could say that has changed recently. In terms of DOJ policy, though, there haven't been any updates, I think, at all under my administration. Certainly. I guess I'll go over the current active cases. In the United States via Arcademan, we are prosecuting the defendant. This case is currently ongoing. the Associate Attorney General I believe, is going to move forward with that today. As you can see, their decision from Judge Ready and the Associate Attorney General responding that he will proceed with the case soon. In the United States v. Samuel Ryerson, witness testimony is currently being given. Prosecutor Shannon Fent is questioning witnesses, and of course, Chief Public Defender Astronaut is cross-examining those witnesses. So that's the current stage of the trial. And as previously said in US v. Greyhound, the US is waiting for a ruling decision from the Supreme Court. Hi, Mr. Chairman. Given the facts of the case, the evidence, the testimony from the witnesses, I believe, and I can say confidently, I believe that the accused is guilty of his crimes. Whether the U.S. will successfully prove its case, I can't really say. I believe you should ask the prosecuting attorney, since he has a much more close view of the case. And of course, it's up to the judge, Judge Matthew L. Sawyer, to render the verdict in the end. But I'm confident that, given the fact that the case to me is clear and that we have enough evidence to prosecute, I believe successful conviction is likely. Yes. Yes, certainly. The biggest one, and this is one that I've been discussing with the president is, as I've previously said, the increasement of individuals who can actively participate in the courts and do it well. That is the main goal of mine this upcoming year. I have a 3-step program, a 3-pronged sort of solution towards that, which I'm trying to implement. Another thing is the intern program that the Public Defender's Office is running, which I'm overviewing. Those are the 2 big projects I have for this upcoming year.
One race, two genders.
Thank you, Mr. Ranking Member. Good afternoon, Mr. Attorney General. How are you doing?
I'm very well, Representative. Thank you.
All right. Well, let's just start off. Um, So, since your appointment to Attorney General, what would you say your biggest accomplishments have been so far? And is there anything else you hope to achieve?
I would say my biggest accomplishments throughout my entire administration have been the re-signing of the mutual aid agreement and just prosecuting the cases that we've prosecuted, which were necessary and good.
I see. All right. So do any attorneys employed by the DOJ go through any sort of training or evaluation to ensure that a minimum standard is being met?
Certainly, in my view, an assistant United States attorney cannot become an assistant United States attorney before either working um, in the courts for a bit and successfully winning at least one case, or interning with the public defender's office and working with them for a while. That's sort of the process that which we look at.
Do you have any internal processes when a employee employed by the DOJ makes multiple mistakes?
Um, Not really. It's more informal. Um, the associate attorney general and I both agree that mistakes are going to happen. It's a part of learning. Certainly, if an egregious mistake comes up, then punishment will
I,
be considered as seen as what was going to happen to prosecutor Andy Zebley before he resigned.
I see. All right. So, Mr. Attorney General, are you able to tell us what the DOJ's win-loss ratio is during your time as Attorney General?
I do not have that information on me, Representative. I could look right now,
All right. Yeah, sure.
but it might take a while. But I'll let you know when I get it.
All right. Okay. So moving on, could you update us on the current status of the Office of Legislative Affairs, please?
The current status. What do you mean?
Current status. Its performance.
Yeah. So as I mentioned before, the Assistant Attorney General Teddy has been talking to representatives about a bill. Let's see. No preview. There's a bill that a representative Kirst Vision sent in, S6603 Spawn Point Revision Act.
I
Um,
see. Yeah.
he sent that in to the office, and it's currently being discussed. I'm not sure if he's proposed it yet or not. But this is what the office is for. When representatives want advice on a bill, they send it, and that's currently being done. It was done this month so far and in December. So I believe the office and its head are functioning very well.
All right. That's good. So how does the DOJ handle complaints or internal concerns raised by employees?
Repeat that.
Uh, could you tell me how does the DOJ handle complaints or concerns raised by employees?
So complaints from employees are handled informally. If they have a problem, and I've made this clear to everyone who works for the DOJ, that they're free to come to me about any issues they have. Yeah, that's how they're handled.
What about public complaints?
Well, the DOJ server does have a ticket system.
Mm.
It's used infrequently. It was used a few weeks ago So if members of the public have issues or wish to file for example, freedom of information request, they have that ticket system.
All right. So, last question. Is there anything Congress can do to remedy any obstacles the DOJ might occur?
No.
I see. All right. Mr. Ranking Member, I'm finished with my questioning. Thank you.
Nope, Mr. Chairman, I do not.